Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oma, and today I'm going to be answering some of the questions that you guys asked me about my pregnancy journey. I have been able to shortlist about 20 questions. I'm trying to do this while I have Tommy here trying to also help me prepare for my baby dedication. So in case I'm not looking at you as I'm answering the questions, because we have to focus. There's also going to be some times that I'll have like a little break in transmission, because when they are doing the makeup, sometimes talking can frustrate the makeup artists because they need to make sure that your face is not moving so much, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll try. So the first question I have here is by Edwin. It says, how is baby John sleeping? He has different sleep patterns since he was born, but one thing I can assure you of is that he's been the most amazing child in terms of sleeping. He doesn't stress us. Yes, he wakes up plenty times in the middle of the night to feed, but once he has eaten, he goes back to sleep. It's not like I'm staying awake with him because he's awake. So that has worked for us and worked pretty well. Also, he has a routine, and I think my mom started our routine and it has also worked. I don't think I would have been able to do it myself, and I'm just really glad. So he has this thing where he would sleep and he probably would not wake up. So if he has his bath about 7 and feet, and he won't wake up till like maybe 11. So we have a routine and it's been working for us, even in terms of breastfeeding. I mentioned on my Instagram a few days back that I was having problems with my milk supply, so I'm back to taking on my lactation treats, trying to rest. I was a bit ill, so I think that may have contributed to low milk supply, but baby is still feeling well. And this is where I want to let you guys know something. That's 3 I'll tell you guys another day, but let me just quickly state this. Please, as a nursing mother, if you're not having enough milk supply or you're not even lactating at all, don't feel bad. I know it's difficult, because me, I feel frustrated since yesterday that the milk supply is not coming as much for me to pump and store. But baby is feeding well. But I don't think you should allow it to get to you as much, and you shouldn't allow anybody to judge you. One lady tried it with me, but she saw the other part of me. She saw me breastfeeding with a she saw us bottle feeding basically, and she just assumed that it was formula, and then she just started,
even if it's
do you understand? She just started,
so the baby should be hungry because we are trying to do,
I don't understand, exclusive,
good mommy,
and she just started to mistalk and miss-yan. But trust Oma, I know how to put such people in their place, just in case you didn't know me before. Now you know. Moving on. So thank you, Edwin, for your question. The next one says I should tell you guys my birth story. I already mentioned that I was going to tell my birth story with my husband, because he hasn't heard about my birth story up till now. So the idea is for him to get like a reaction, and I'm going to film the reaction. She said, was it painful or not? I don't even told me laughing. Like, is there any, I don't know if there's any delivery that is not painful, because even if you do CS, it is still pain that you're going to experience. You definitely still get that pain experience. Although I know that if you do elective CS, you will not fall into labor, so you probably will not feel that pain. You just go straight, they'll cut you, bring out the baby, but you will still feel the pain right after that. You guys hear that? Like, you will still feel it. I think for us, we will feel, those of us that have vaginal delivery, you will have the pain on your bum. Those of you that have CS, you have the pain in your bum, so there's still pain. So whichever one that you want, just know that pain is still. And the pain, don't worry. Like I said, we'll talk about it in my birth story. What challenges did you go through in your journey? This is an entire video. It's a whole series. If I'm going to be talking about challenges I went through on this my journey, starting from when I discovered my first trimester wasn't. I don't think I faced any challenge at all in my first trimester. So I didn't have any of the what do you call that thing? And morning sickness. I didn't have morning sickness. In fact, honestly, if not because of a certain complication that I had, I think my pregnancy journey would have been amazing. So let me just put that out there. But by the time I was almost done with my first trimester, I started to have some complications. I started to have serious pain in my tummy, and then I went to the hospital, and then we made some discoveries, which I'm going to share in the best story. And that discovery just sort of put things, in a little bit of pain on some days. And other days I would not. Once I don't have that pain, I'm glowing, I'm feeling fine. I didn't add so much weight, which is why all of you have been asking me how I lost my baby weight. I didn't add, so in fact I think it's now that I'm probably going to add, but I can't, because I'm breastfeeding and baby is sucking well. So
You eat like a hoodlum, you add weight.
Tommy says that if you eat like a hoodlum, you add weight. So that means I have to watch it because we have been thinking of eating all the food in the world. So now that she has given me this disclaimer, let me respect myself, I beg. Okay, so the next question says, how did you carry belly and not tell your G's? I'm going to tell you the one that told the person asking this question is Coco. How did I carry belly and I don't tell you guys? Honestly, I think that if you know me, and I'm sure Coco knows this, I'm an extremely private person. I tell you guys what I want to tell you, and I'm very protective also of my family, of my career, just of my life in general. I'm very, very, very protective. And when I discovered I was pregnant, this was coming after I've had 2 miscarriages, and I wasn't just ready to put it out there and then anything happens again. Honestly, that was just it. So I didn't share with anybody. In fact, told me that me and her were quite close. She didn't get to find out until I can't remember. I think I was asking her to come help me with makeup or something, and then that was how she found out that I was pregnant. But she said she had suspected, but she just didn't want to jump and ask me any question. But yes, that's the thing.
That's another tip. If you find out, if you think someone is pregnant, if the person doesn't come to tell you they are pregnant, just keep your mouth shut.
Exactly. Just stay on your own, because you don't want to put the person like an uncomfortable position. She could ask me because we're super close like that, and even before she asked me, she was like, "Oh, hope you don't mind." And then she asked me the question, and of course, I was more than happy to share with her. So for me, it wasn't like, oh, I wanted to keep everybody out of my business. There are times that I feel like maybe if I even shared and I had extra hands helping me on this journey, but it was just really important for me to wait until we blossom. I shared that when you guys saw my baby bump, I had my baby September 30th. So I shared the first picture 1st of October, and that was a few hours after baby came. Baby came like 8:25 p.m. on the 30th of September, and then I shared pictures 1st of October at about 9 or 10 or maybe 11 a.m. So it wasn't like I was trying to push anyone away or keep my friends away. It was just what it was, and I hope that everybody understands. Okay, how was your journey to motherhood? This question seems similar to the challenges. I think we would think of filming another video to talk about all of this, or I'll just encompass it in my birth story, but say describe it in one word. Interesting. If I'm to describe it in one word, it's interesting. And I say the word interesting because it had the ups, down, it had the good times, bad times. If you want to ask if I cried during the period I was pregnant, yes. If I had moments where I was extra hyper, yes. So it was interesting. It was like a very interesting journey, and just waking up every day. And I had these moments where I'll have my words of affirmation, pray for my baby, pray for myself. And interestingly, I used to speak to my baby, guys, and I'll tell my baby that I'm about to start work today, so we need this money, and he has to behave. And he actually behaved. And my belly was very big, and everybody thought that when I went to the lab after I'd had my baby, I went to do some tests for my nanny. And the lab attendant was asking that, not the lab attendant, the receptionist at the lab said they thought it was going to be twins because my belly was really, really big. But well, it was one. And the one, he needed all the space. So yeah, I was allowed. Knowing what you know now, would you change anything? No. I don't think I'll change anything. Because I was going to say that one thing I think I would have changed was I would have gone for elective CS. Because, labor pain, Jesus, was another level. I would probably have just gone for elective CS and then see how the world people are disturbing me. I am filming.
Filming?
Yes.
Should I open?
You can open. I'm trying to film. Welcome. I thought you were not going to come. I was about to just get ready to harass and
How would
attack.
I come?
Anyways, I'm filming, so once I'm done, I'll come.
No, well, I bought the ACU.
Hey! Thank you.
Yeah. There's COVID everywhere. Maybe it's going to be inside true.
Of course. Okay, so the next question that I have here says, know what you know now, would you change anything? And the answer is no. Initially, I was going to say yes, which was go for elective CS and just have my baby before I experience labor pain. But during my birth story, I'll share with you guys how I eventually just had my baby. I was going to have CS. I had CS actually scheduled for the 1st of October. And God knows I don't want anything to be with celebrating Nigeria independence and having my baby. So baby decided to come 30th of September, which was a day before we would have had.
Why you so upset, man?
I just don't want it. Like, even when I was talking to one of the doctors, I was like, can't we have this elective CS on another day that is not 1st of October? I said, no, that's the day that we do it. It's like on a Friday,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
They do weekends. Most people do weekends.
I don't want.
Except it's an emergency.
Exactly, that's what he said as well. But God heard me and he allowed my baby come, through vaginal delivery. Again, let's be very clear. I don't have anything against CS. Me, I was more than ready to do CS. But when I tell you guys my birth story, you completely understand why for me this was even a miracle in the first place. And just having this baby come through vaginal delivery is an extra miracle. How painful on the scale of 1 to 10 in comparison to period pains? No comparison, please. You can't compare. If you think you normally have the worst kind of cramps in this world that causes you to roll on the floor, throw up, blah, whatever, believe me, it's nothing compared. Because after I was even trying to be enduring the pain, look, once they ruptured the membrane, because my water did not exactly break on its own until they ruptured the membrane. After they ruptured the membrane, I was no longer in this realm, so to speak. Me, I was squeezing iron, I was squeezing doctor's hand, nurse hand, my mommy's hand that was already even dislocated, I was squeezing it. So if you've ever experienced cramps that causes you to be able to squeeze iron, then maybe you can compare, but I don't think there's any comparison. No comparison at all. A scale of 1 to 10, no comparison. Just give that like a 2,000 or 5,000. No comparison at all. Do your nipples ache when you breastfeed? When I started, yes, and I got nipple cream. Now, no. Actually, my nipples only ache when I'm pumping, not when I'm breastfeeding. So the next question here says, why do people bleed after giving birth? And I don't have the answer, but Tommy does, so she's going to tell you guys. Yeah.
So after you give birth, your placenta is removed from the womb. Like, it comes off the womb by itself. Sometimes it comes off the womb by itself. Sometimes they have to help it come off. And where it comes off from, there is blood. So normally they will pack as much as they can if you did a vaginal delivery, and the residue is what your body tries to expel. So your womb still contracts for the first couple of days, even after you give birth. In fact, some people still feel contraction for up to a year.
Yeah, so that's when I'm not even sure what exactly is going on.
Yes. So it's just trying to expel any foreign material that is still left in your womb. Nothing. So if the blood is going too long, like 60 days, it can go for up to 40 days sometimes.
So my own stopped, and then once I still see.
Yeah, it can go for 40 days sometimes, but if it goes for more than 60 days, then you have to go back to your doctor so that they can check if it's not that something else has come off. Because the uterus is very fragile.
Extremely. Because that's part of the thing I was telling you guys, that's why they were even suggesting CS for me. Because of the complication that I had, they were saying if I have vaginal delivery, there's every likelihood that the uterus will not contract back properly, and I may now be bleeding for life, which I don't want to be the woman with the issue of blood. So that's why I was really considering the whole CS thing. Well, God knows best, and honestly, I'm just praying that I don't have any complication whatsoever. Like, after giving birth is already enough complication. So I'm just hoping. If you guys are hearing screams and shouts, this is what I have to do to film this. Because it's my husband that is screaming with his friend in the parlor. I have to report him to the world. I'm not sure I answered this question, so I'm just going, just in case. It says, do your nipples ache when you breastfeed? And I explained that my nipples not ache when I breastfeed, except baby uses his gum to bite. And then what was the other one? Okay, when I'm pumping. But Tommy has suggested that I change my flanges, what they call that thing, to a size bigger so that I don't experience any more pain. Okay, so the next question I have is how to lose pregnancy weight, and I was saying that this is one question that most pregnant women definitely want to know. Okay, when they've had their baby, how they can lose the baby weight. And I think some people even start to try to lose the baby weight while they're pregnant. Please don't underfeed your baby because you're looking for shape. Not to say that we don't want to be looking pink after we give birth. We want to be looking all snatched, but it is what it is. It's part of the journey. I personally, I didn't add so much to want to say I'm losing. I didn't do anything extra, but I'll tell you something. You see all that pressing that they used to press, I think it helped. Then there's something called ajumbise. In my place it's called miriogo. They use that thing to make something like pepper soup. Taking it helps you to get rid of excess blood or to ensure that you don't have blood clots. And I was taking that for almost 2 months actually. Because even yesterday, baby is already 2 months plus, and yesterday I still took it. I think it helps because I know some people use it for weight loss, and breastfeeding mothers, they give it to you so it helps with lactation,
So
helps
the
to
reason
get
you
rid
can't
of
do
blood
that same as
clots.
some people is because it aids your digestion. So your metabolic rate is
But it makes
fast
the one
and
they
you
do
give
for
milk.
me.
You eat a lot.
Yes, it
You
makes
eat
me
a lot,
super
but then
hungry.
it goes to your milk. You didn't realize.
Yes.
That's what's happening. You're eating a lot, but it's boosting your milk
Milk
production.
supply, yeah. Because now that I said I was complaining about my milk production, I'm actually going back to having to take that drip again. So I started yesterday. Guys, this is our food supply business. It's not easy. And to think that we're only supplying for one, I can imagine if I was giving to people. Well, I think they say that your body realizes how much you want and would, give you or supply as much as you need to be able to feed the baby. Because I really want to do 6 months, but we can only try. The next one says, did you have tear and what was it like? The healing process, stitches and all. I had tear. The tear wasn't as bad as I've heard some people's own are. The healing process, I'm still on it. Have not healed, and again I had a little bit of complication because there's something called granulation tissue. So my tear healed, and he said it overhealed. I don't even understand what that means, but overhealed, and now I have an extra tissue. So it's either I'm patient enough for it to fall off by trying to continually do sit baths, or I would have to go and excise it, which would mean that I have to sort of stitch again, which can be super painful. So you guys join me in prayers, because this
They
granulation.
didn't give you anesthesia when they were stitching you the first time.
No,
Why?
it was when they had already started that they now gave me.
Are they okay?
I don't
What kind
know.
of anesthesia did they give you?
I don't even know. All I know is that the
The
thought
first needle, you felt it.
and the thought of that pain is why I have not got to go and exercise this thing. I'm trying to be patient to see if I will receive that to.
Okay, so for me, when
Get rid
they
of it.
finished, I had it. They can't to cut me. Not like I even had it here. They cut me to bring Osi out.
Oh.
So when they were going to stitch me, they gave me an injection at the point.
Yeah, so they eventually did that.
Why didn't they do it before they started?
No. Okay, no, they gave the one that's supposed to make that place a bit numb. Yes, but later they now gave me like proper this thing that made me
Sleep.
Yes, I was in between sleep and awake because I could still hear the doctors and nurses having their conversation about God. Next question here is breastfeeding easy or painful? I think this is similar to the question of if my nipples ache. Whether it's easy or painful. I don't know if the word is easy because it is not easy. It can be mentally and emotionally exhausting. So I don't know. Nothing about this journey is easy. Don't let anybody lie to you. It's just that you know what you want and that's it. Please don't have a baby if you know that you don't want it. Look, don't have a baby because you even want to please your husband. I wanted this. Like even before I got married, I wanted a baby. I think at some point I was even worried that I may not have a baby because I started seeing my period really early, like when I was 8. So, and there was this rumor that if you started seeing your period early, then you have menopause early. So I always wanted a baby, and I'm happy that I have my baby, and that's why my husband is not really around, and I'm not angry. I'm not calling family meeting to discuss how life is going to be now that baby is here. No, I wanted my baby, and he's here, and I'm happy to have him. So please, nothing about this journey is easy, and it is time consuming, mind consuming, body consuming, is everything consuming. Because now, if I'm not feeling too well, my mommy can like to tell you that, look, you need to take XYZ because you will be worried that you pass on whatever it is that is wrong with you to the baby. And it's just a lot of thinking or a lot of overthinking. So have a baby only when you, the woman who is going to be carrying the baby, except if your husband plans to carry the baby. Have a baby when you are ready. Because it's not easy. Because everybody can like to want to help you, but you're the one that has the breast. They will help you, but you have the breast. So even in as much as they help you to bottle feed, you are the one that is still going to express it.
But it's I didn't express it because the mental what you have to think of before you express.
Now okay, so this morning now part of me wanting to boost my supply was I was breastfeeding the baby and pumping at the same time. A baby that is 2 months plus that is weighing over 6 kg now. You guys think it's easy?
Wow.
Yes, now.
6 kg. What
yes.
are you giving?
My baby is over 6 kg. We went for immunization the last time and they said it was 6.2.
Wow.
So guys,
almost double.
Nobody should tell me nothing about how your support system blah blah blah. My mom is the most supportive human in this planet Earth. She's been with me since May, which was long before I had my baby in September, and she's still here, and she stays up at night as well helping to do, or I even sleep more than she does at night because she's constantly with the baby, but it is still exhausting, so you better believe that. The next question here says did you stop seeing your period immediately you were pregnant, or you still had it in pregnancy? I stopped seeing my period immediately because we were expecting this baby. So I don't even know how to answer this question. We were expecting. My husband came December 31st, 2020. And from our calculation, it means that day he came. That day, we did the do.
Bad things.
And that day, baby entered because if we calculate it, because by the time I went, in fact, when he was going back and we're saying, oh, I'm not sure I'm pregnant yet, I was doing the at-home test and it was showing negative. My husband was saying, don't worry, it's too early. You are pregnant already. Because I was already saying, maybe I'm already going to be disappointed again. My husband was saying, nah, he's very sure that the baby is there. So we were doing this and I remember one time, during NSPPD, the pastor said, okay, you've been testing for something and it has been showing negative, but the next time you're going to do is going to be positive. That was how he said it. He didn't say pregnancy. But me, I just tapped into it, and I think a few hours after I went to check and I saw that I was positive at home. Then I drove immediately to the hospital to check. I have a video of my husband reacting when I told him. Because he first reacted and I said, hold on, I want to film. Oh, yeah. And I filmed you and I react again. And he reacted again, but he was super excited. So the next time when my period was going to come, it just did not come. So yeah. I did not see it in pregnancy, if that's what you mean. This one says, did you have wet cravings while pregnant? I've heard stories of people wanting wet food like burnt rice. No, I didn't even have cravings. I wasn't really a food person while I was pregnant. If I told you that I was craving something, I just wanted to eat it. And I wanted you to just buy it. So things like, sometimes I told my husband that I was craving as soon as, before I got pregnant, I like meat. And I'm always craving meat. So I just used pregnancy as an excuse to get people to buy me everything that I initially wanted for free. You get me? I don't have to spend my money. Yes, sir, because all I have to say is that I'm craving something. I don't like, oh, and she's pregnant. Let me try and quickly get it. And you don't have to bring money for them to get it. That's if you have good people around you, Sha. Next question says, what was your first trimester like? Did you have mood swings, throw up, pee a lot, sleep a lot, highly irritable? I didn't have any of this. Mood swings maybe. Highly irritable. That's most like, well, sleep a lot. No, I was always awake. Pee a lot. No, I didn't notice. Throw up. No, I didn't throw up at all. So I didn't have any of that Nollywood kind of symptoms, if that's what you mean. Because Nollywood symptoms is different. What was contraction and labor like? Is yes now, because even with labor, the Nollywood paints this picture of you just stand up, and when you stand up, the contraction happens.
The water you break, and the water breaks. You go to the hospital and you give birth.
Lie.
Can be 8 hours between your water breaking and you give birth.
So I didn't experience any of that. What was contraction and labor like? I heard some people poo and pee during labor, and some don't have it easy. I put during labor, but details I'll give you in the bed story.
Hello guys, we have to take a break because our baby wants to eat. Bye.
The next question I have here says, I don't know who had, okay, I asked it, what was labor and contraction like? I heard some people pee and poo during labor, and some don't have it easy. Well, I put, and in terms of some people don't have it easy, I don't think anybody has it easy. But if you know someone that has had their labor easy, because sometimes our mothers can like to tell you that, it's not the same thing that they did that you are doing. That why are you crying or something? So maybe they had it easy, because I don't know.
I know somebody that's standing before you.
It's alright. Because me, I don't know about my own labor. Apparently some people have it easy. Me, I was actually, like, when we started feeling contraction, I went to the hospital and I was hospitalized. It was like the next day that we're now talking whether baby is going to come or not. Anyway, so what was your sexual life post-pregnancy like? We have not gotten there. We're just 2 months, and I mean, like I said, my husband is based abroad, so yeah, I just want us to have our life together as much as we can. I know it's not going to be the same, but let's have it together as much as we can, and let's not be like, oh, after we had baby, things now became XY, da. God will shall help us. I heard most women have pregnancy cravings. Did you have? I've answered this question. I didn't have any of those cravings. Okay, I was craving luxury, like good perfume, good shoes, if that counts. I was craving money, like having more money in my bank account. So I was saying that I was craving expensive things, perfume, shoes, good stuff, good hair. I was craving money in my bank account. That's all. That's the only kind of craving I was having. Any other craving I did not have. Okay. Next question is, how do you do with the sleep part when your stomach got bigger? I was sleeping on my side.
Nobody go tell you. You can't.
You can't even sleep any other way. I was sleeping on my, but it's not advisable for you to sleep on your tummy. I don't know how you want to sleep on your tummy. And it's also not advisable for you to sleep on your back. So you have to sleep on your sides, and that's exactly what I was doing. I did not use so much of pregnancy pillow to cuddle and all of that stuff that people do. As a matter of fact, I think I felt super comfortable sleeping on the couch than on a bed where I had enough space with stuff. So that was it for me. And I think I'm already in the last question. Yay! So the last question is, how did you wash beneath your stomach down to your leg when your stomach got bigger? I was sitting on the chair. Toby has already answered you. Sit down. I sat on the chair and did what I had to do. So that's it. The next video I hope to film for you guys is my birth story. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to make the editing as interesting as possible. Please bear with me that I could not connect with you guys while I was filming, because we're even late to church. Well, today is baby's dedication and it's 8:57. Church is by 9, so we're going to be getting to the church like 9:30. Just reminds me of my wedding Thanksgiving. It was like this as well. I ended up going late.
I remember.
You know, but sometimes you really can't. You don't have so much control around some of these things, and it is what it is. Today's own, I'm going to blame it on my mom for choosing to do makeup when it was
my bed.
Okay. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like if you did enjoy the video. Click on the subscribe button so that you can know when I have a video out, and also click on the notification bell. I have said I don't know the difference between the subscribe button and the notification bell. I feel like they should be serving the same purpose, but just in case they're not serving the same purpose, click on the notification bell even when you click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.